Well, good morning and welcome to First Things First. Today is Monday, and so thankful that you've joined us today. Thankful for another day that the Lord has blessed us with and allowed us to be a part of, and hope that you had a good weekend. Uh, uh, and sometimes can be kind of tough going through the weekends and going through different things, but I'm glad that God's still with us and He'll be with us all the way, even into the end of the world. And so as we come through and we think about how that God is blessing, we just want to praise Him and thank Him for all that He does and all that we know that He's going to do. And one of those things that He will do is He will avenge us and revenge for us. So, and we find that in the verse of the day today, which comes from Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18. Let's see, right up there we go. Uh, Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18, which says, "Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord." And I heard an interesting thought about this. I believe it was last week. I can't even remember who it was that I was listening to talking about this, but it struck a chord with me and was made a whole lot of sense. But when we try to get revenge against somebody and avenge ourselves, then we're taking away from God's job. And because if you know in the Bible tells us that, or God tells us, "Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I shall repay." And if we are trying to get revenge on somebody, then we're taking away from God. And we just need to allow God to do what God can do, and be who He is, and He will take care of our problems, our burdens, and we just need to do what Leviticus says here, and we shall not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. And this is one of the hardest things sometimes whenever we have problems with people that are around us, but it says to love thy neighbor as thyself. And Jesus was asked the question, "Who is your neighbor?" And He went into the story about um, the Good Samaritan. And we know that the Samaritans and the Jews were not friends at all. They were enemies. They didn't like each other. They were, just to be honest with you, they were prejudiced against each other. And it had nothing to do with color or anything. It was the prejudice of their beliefs and the background and the history. And so there was those prejudices. But Jesus said, "Love thy neighbor," and He did just that. And He went into the Samaritan people and brought hope and brought salvation to them. And in doing so, He extended it not only to the Samaritans, but throughout the whole world. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. It didn't say that for God so loved Israel or for God so loved Jerusalem. It said for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. Whosoever believeth in Him should not perish but have everlasting life. I'm glad today that I'm a whosoever. I hope that you are too. I hope that the Lord will bless you. And let's remember to love your neighbor and not try to get revenge on anybody today, but let's love one another and see what God can do in that. And if any vengeance is going to come up, if any um, paybacks are going to happen today, let it be of God. Let Him do what He's going to do, and just trust Him and His work, and we'll be blessed and better off. So. today. Hope that you have a great day today as we go throughout the start to the work week. And hope that the Lord will bless you in a mighty way, and hope to see you again tomorrow morning for another edition of First Things First. May God bless you, as our prayers.